Okay everyone, thanks for joining me here today. We're going to talk about spackling. Everyone's heard the word, the term, spackle it. It is great for doing nail holes, small anchor holes, maybe in places where the paint got torn or indented a little bit. It's really actually a really good product for that. Now I'm talking about, there's two different types of spackling. So, you've both seen them, the little red caps and the white bottles here. And there's they call that heavyweight or full weight spackling, and this is the lightweight spackling. That's basically all I use. The heavier spackling is kind of an imitation drywall mud or joint compound. So when it comes to that, I try to use the real thing. But this lightweight stuff is really good. Doesn't shrink very much. It dries quickly. Like I said, it's great for nail holes or there are small dents in the wall. But sometimes I find it's a bit crispy when you get it, even when you get it new. It's just a little bit on the dry side, and if you've had a tub for a while, it definitely probably dried up just a little bit. As long as it's not like actually dry, like a clump, then it's too late. But if it's still got movement to it, you can add a little bit of water to this and thin it down, and it becomes much more pliable, and it just sticks better. But you have to be very careful when you add the water. Don't stick it under a running faucet, okay? Literally, put some water on your hands and a couple of drops. There you go. Using a very small putty knife or even a screwdriver to stir it up. There we go. What was that? Was that like 4 or 5 drops of water? Definitely err on the light side because you can always add another drop or two of water. But taking the water back out doesn't work that way. And if you do get too much water, it just becomes runny and a gunk. It's just, you gotta be real careful in adding that. But anyways, there we go. Now that is a lot more consistent, more, it's gonna work a lot better, just like that. Anyways, I'm gonna take you over here to the wall and show you a small spot and show you a trick on a good way to apply the spackling. Okay, here we are. And I don't know how well you guys can see this spot, but there it is right there. It's strips of wallpaper in here. This is more than just a paint chip. It's actually indented a little bit, like a small dent in the wall. Okay, so it's a good example. Nail holes. Actually, you should just, if we had a nail hole here, which I don't have any, you would just take some on the end of your finger and literally just squish it in the hole and wipe off the excess, just like that. Okay, that's really a good way to do nail holes. This here wall is a smooth wall, no texture. That's important to be said. There's a lot of walls that have texture, so if you have a wall that has texture, don't just take the putty knife and do this, because now you just filled in all that texture. Okay, now let's wipe that off and start over. Alright, this is a smooth wall, so using a putty knife works good. It's good to, there you go, kind of fill it in a little over like that. Now, a lot of people just want to take it from the side and just scrape straight across. A lot of times I actually will pull the spackle or joint compound or whatever you're using away from the leading edge of your hole or your dent. So it's actually cool to start in the middle and pull this way, and then go back to the middle and pull the other way. That way you don't have a section that's been pulled off because you're dragging it away from the hole. So starting from the middle and pulling both directions is great. If you had a textured wall, you really need to start with a small amount on your finger, very similar to what I just did with the idea of the nail hole, and push it in with your finger, and then you would just wipe away from all directions, wipe off any excess spackling away from the texture. And since it would be a textured wall, if that's one you have, you do want that spot to be kind of bumpy to kind of match the texture. If you just use a spackle, like I said, a spackling knife or a putty knife and just smeared it on there, then when you paint that, you're going to see a big smooth spot and it's going to really stand out. Okay, so guys, thanks again for watching my video. I hope this helped you. Very basic tip, but important tip, because the prep work for paint is what makes the paint job looks good. It's one of the most important factors of making a paint job look good versus making it look like you didn't know what you were doing. please share this video so other people can check it out. And as always, please check out my full channel and subscribe while you're there. Thanks again.